Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. Well, pardon my manners tonight. About 11 o'clock at night. About ready to hit the rack. You know, people are out here on this road chasing that white line for all different reasons. I just not really sure why I can put my finger on it, but I absolutely love it. And tonight I got to stop at one of my favorite places. I'm at the Bozelman Travel Plaza, exit 312 on I-70 in Nebraska. It's funny, I was talking the other day to Ross. Y'all remember Ross when he was on my truck. Ross likes to run at night. So I called him in the middle of the day and woke him up. Sorry, Ross. Anyway, not a finer young man in the world, you know, but I was basically asking him, making sure that he was happy with his job here at Magnum, and you know, he'd been here for a while. I don't know, how long has it been? What, 5 or 6 months now? I don't know, I'd have to look it up and see how long it's been. Oh, he absolutely loves it. Was going on, man, I am so grateful for this opportunity, for this job, you know, yada. I'm kind of like, man, I'm just calling you as another brother, not as your trainer. Just checking on you, making sure that we're a good fit for you and all's going well. He said, yeah, he absolutely loves it. Loves the carefree job, not somebody always looking up his butt all the time and giving him the freedom to just run. All you got to do is move freight, man. But anyway, Ross is doing great. It's good talking to him. You know, when you're training and you have trainees, you know, they're your kids for 30 days, you know. And you give to show them the ins and outs about how you view trucking and your lifestyle with it. And, you know, it's a give and take kind of relationship. I mean, every one of them, at least I hope they learn a lot while they're on my truck. But believe it or not, I learn from each and every one of them as well. Ross being a vegetarian, one of the things I learned with Ross is you don't always have to order an entree. Sometimes you can just order all the side dishes, and that would make a better meal than the entree. Cheap too. Anyway, it was nice talking to him, but you know, it's kind of funny how, you know, you train somebody how to drive a truck, and you turn them loose. It's, you know, I always tell them that when you start driving, you're going to have questions. And you know, Ross was an experienced driver. He wasn't brand new. You know, it wasn't the first time he ever drove a truck. It's just our company requirement. If you have less than 1 year, you have to go with a trainer for at least 2 weeks. You know, we want to make sure that what we're getting, make sure that you're actually safe at operating a truck with only less than a year experience. But I tell each one of them, you know, if you ever have a question about how to do your job, call me. Don't be calling your dispatchers or your driver manager or anything, asking them how to do your job. For the most part, they've never done your job. But the other part of that is I want you to have the image that you know what you're doing and you're a good driver and you take care of business. So whenever you turn a trainee loose, you know, first day they're out, you're going to get a phone call. How do I do this? How do I do that? So they start out the first week, call you every day. And then before you know it, they call you once a week. And then it's a month before they call you. And then you may go 6 months to a year and never hear from them. It's kind of like raising kids, man. You have to on their own doing their thing. Anyway, they all have a tendency to make you proud. I ain't gonna take any credit for it. It's all on them. But here I am at one of my favorite places, Boselman, Nebraska. Boselman Trazel Plaza. Exit 312 on I-70. I'm headed toward Denver. What are you walking? Check it. Are you in my bed? Yeah, that's what I thought. What? She had lamb and rice for dinner tonight. What? You filled your belly full and then you crawled up in my bed? What's up with that? Spoiled rotten pup. Go up over there. Go up over there. That's your seat over there. It's been a while since I've been here. And last time I was here, what's neat about this place is they got this horseshoe bar. And go in there and get a good Philly cheesesteak, drink a couple brewskis. Nice way to finish off the day. It reminds me of an era of trucking that you don't really get to experience a whole lot anymore, but you do at this place. So if you ever come through here, stop here, have you some dinner, sit at the bar, drink a couple beers, talk to the old guys sitting around the bar. Last time I was here, there was a guy, and we got to swapping war stories, right? And anyway, the funny thing about it is, I don't know, 8 months, maybe a year later, I stopped at a truck stop down in South Carolina and was going in to get something, and I saw this old boy and I looked at him and he kept looking at me like, man, I know you from somewhere. As soon as he started talking, I knew exactly where I knew him from. The Boselman, right here in Nebraska. We sat here and drank a couple beers and swapped war stories about a year ago. OTR, man. Lower 48 states. It's a small, small world. Sit and talk to an old boy, and before you know it, 6 months down the road, a year, you'll eventually run into each other again. We're just out here driving trucks, rolling down that big black ribbon, chasing that white line, so bound and determined that you'll run into each other again someday. Probably sooner than you think. What a little world it is that we actually live in. Especially when you're crisscrossing it every day. Tonight, in there, sitting there at the Horseshoe, guy sitting next to me, we sparked up a conversation, and he was talking about pulling dozers, and I said, you know, I remember when I first started driving truck, I was driving a flatbed. I said, all that aside, I said, but I can tell you the first couple years I ever drove a truck, I used to watch you guys go by with that RGN, and I'd go, wonder how in the hell he got that dozer up on that trailer that way. Because it just barely fits, you know. Well, we were laughing about that. He goes, man, I get asked that question more than you'll know. I said, yeah, they don't realize that trailer comes apart, huh? He goes, yeah, they don't realize that neck comes off of it. But we sat there and we swapped stories, and we talked about going up. He's from Colorado, so we talked about coming down the 24, the Continental Divide, going up over Loveland Pass, and oh, that's a beautiful sight to see. I was telling him about I had this guy call me the other day and was hauling a load from Denver, well, Fort Collins actually, taking it to North Dakota, taking a beer load. And he called me and asked me, he goes, Walt, I'm just curious, when you run a load to Denver up to North Dakota, do you take 85? I said, oh, absolutely. Yeah, I come up 29, about, 14, 20 miles north of Cheyenne, cut over to 85, then grab 85 all the way up through the Black Hills. Now I said, now you can take off and go over to the plains, Nebraska, and then shoot straight up, and actually cut off about an hour, hour and a half of your drive. I said, but that drive through the Black Hills on 85, it may take you an hour, hour and a half longer, but oh my God, brother, it's worth it. It's an absolutely beautiful drive. And if you time it just right, so that you get right there in the middle of the Black Hills, just as the sun's going down, you can grab one of those little pull-offs right there beside the highway, in between the highway and the river, roll your windows down, listen to the water crashing over the rocks. Makes for a beautiful night, brother. So, if you're asking me, I always take the 85. Enjoy. And come up to Deadwood, shoot on up to 94, and then come across 94 next day. But you ought to spend the night there next to the river. That's living large right there. Anyway, so had a good night, good day, good miles, good company, cold beer. This guy told me an interesting story. His father passed away not too long ago. The old boy I was talking to is 63, and his dad just passed away recently at 83 years old. Said his dad had gone out, and the way we got into this conversation is I was talking about an old boy that was 86 years old, running a flatbed, and he was jumping around pulling straps and everything, just like he was 21 years old. I said something to him about it, and he goes, I'm 86 years old. I said, you're a liar. Pulled out his driver's license, showed it to me. He was 86 years old. 86 years young is what he was. And then I made the comment, I said, yeah, you know, if he ever grabbed a recliner and picked up a remote, he'd probably die the same day. He goes, yeah, that's what happened to my dad. And I said, really? And he goes, yeah, my dad, he finally decided to retire at 83 years old. And he had this 0-point mower, you know. Said it was a nice summer day, and he'd got out on a 0-point mower and was mowing the yard, and stopped the mower underneath the tree, reached down, grabbed a cold beer, pulled it up, was drinking a cold beer, sat back in the chair on the mower, and died. Said his mom was in the house and heard the mower hadn't changed pitch in about 30 minutes and went out to check on him, and he was sitting there on the mower underneath the tree in the shade, cold beer in his hand, and just left this world. Not a bad way to go, brother. I can think of a lot worse ways to leave this world. We talked about that too, you know, the morality of it, and when you're young and, you know, in your teens and your 20s, you fear your mortality and scared to death you're not going to live forever, and the older you get, the more you're ready to leave this world. And he goes, well, I'm not there yet. He goes, I'm only 63. And I said, I'm not far behind you, brother, and I ain't ready to leave yet either. Anyway. Good night, trucking. Good day. Time to... The bangers has been walked. Yes, hers is. Had her a nice plate of lamb and rice. We both had a long day, huh, girl? Yeah. Time to catch some rest, and here in about 8 hours we'll get up in the morning and get our tail on into Denver and deliver this load tomorrow. Really didn't have any great words of wisdom, just a night of reminiscing and enjoying life. Life ain't cut out for everybody. Some of them will hate it. Some of them will love it. I'm definitely in the latter. Anyway, y'all have a blessed night. God bless each and every one of you. Remember, you too can change the world. All you got to do is be nice to each other. Bye-bye.